Are you paying attention to what's going on in the New York mayoral race?
No, no,
Because it's has the potential to really, I think, fundamentally alter that conversation.
no, it absolutely does. And I'm kind of grateful that the centrists have decided to coalesce around, like this, like Sex Fest, who like actually had to resign his last political job because of his actions. And like the polling looks good. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think that the big issue to me is like enthusiasm. Like he's clearly built like an army of supporters that are going out there and are fanning out. We're probably going to get ugly. Like it's already kind of ugly with the ad where it gave him the sort
Yep.
of Ayatollah Khomeini beard. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Like there'll be a lot of pictures of Zohran looking like Saddam Hussein or Bin Laden in the coming weeks. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think that's true. But I will say early voting starts on Monday.
Yeah.
And to wait, Thursday, is it Monday? Or does it even start before then? I think the 14th is my recollection. Is it the 14th? So that's 13th. It's Saturday. It starts Saturday. And so people in New York City can go out and vote on Saturday. And he seems to be peaking at exactly the time that you would want him to peak.
Yeah, no. I think that's right. I think it's probably always also worth mentioning it's ranked balloting. So fill out your ballot with everyone
You
that's
need
like
to fill out all five.
yeah, fill
All
out all
five,
five.
and none of them should include Cuomo.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Como, has a history of dirty politics. I'm not even sure if I'm like allowed to say this. People will think this is outlandish and offensive, but like in the late '70s, when Mario Como was running for mayor against Ed Koch, there was like a very famous poster that was like
Oh
plastered throughout the
yes,
city.
and Andrew was the one who came up with it, is my understanding in the
Yeah.
reporting.
Am I allowed to say the slogan?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
this is what the slogan
True.
was that Andrew Cuomo promoted, and who wants to say it?
Okay, I'll say it. So it was like vote for Como, not the homo.
Right.
Based on like long-standing rumors about Ed Koch's personal life. I think like if that's what they did, like in the '70s, we're just gonna see what they're gonna
Yeah,
do now.
if that's what Cuomo would do for his dad,
Yeah,
then here it is. I mean, here's the flyer.
yeah,
If that's what Andrew Cuomo would do for his dad, what's he going to do for his real? I mean, if Cuomo loses this, he's going to run in the general election, and he may do. I think he would do better in the general election than maybe the Democratic primary. So I mean, who knows? But this is existential for him in terms of
yeah.
his political career. If he loses for mayor, he's done. He's just going to go on and be a sex pest in private enterprise.
Yeah. But
He'll
I
go
have to
get a
say, like,
job for Ken Langone or something, or some right
yeah.
wing billionaire.
That's right. Yeah. All I have to say is like he's been pretty low energy too. Like I kind of feel like I mean we'll see we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, I do think that part of the gambit will then be that he'll run in the general. But I do think that would probably absorb a lot of the Republican vote. It's gonna be a real. I mean, it's gonna be a real marathon from here on in. Like
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think his strategy was to lay low and just let his name do the work. And because I think the more that he gets out there, the more it starts generating people telling stories about the shutting down the hospitals prior to COVID, and then putting COVID patients into nursing homes, and the IDC, how he basically thwarted any real Democratic legislation as governor, and his shutting down of the what was the commission? I can't remember the name of the commission off the top of my head now, but that was looking into to corruption. And when they started to investigate his office, he shut it down.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, in the last days of the campaign, I do actually think like there is a kind of, the sort of low information voter, or who's just going by name value, but also like Andrew Cuomo has a reputation as a tough guy, so there's a kind, you hear this from people, like they're saying like, oh, he's the guy who can stand up to Trump, and I think that like what's maybe worth emphasizing, to try to reach those people is this guy's getting a lot of money from Republican donors.
Yep.
Andrew Cuomo is, and he has a history of kind of caving to the Republicans as well. So I think that maybe the point to emphasize for Democratic primary voters is like, no, this guy's not going to stand up to Trump. He's actually so compromised as well that like Eric Adams, you're going to get a second New York mayor who can't stand up to Trump.
It was the Moreland Commission, and Cuomo shut it down when they started to investigate his office. And I think you're right. I mean, the guy is completely compromised in a myriad of ways.
Yeah. And I actually honestly think in terms of reforming the Democratic Party, like New York State is one of the places it has to kind of happen. There is a kind of old political machine there. I think that like aside from like having a very like exciting mayor who'll do like a lot of good things, like I think anything that can put like a stake through the heart of the New York Party Democratic political machine and like get it so that that state can have like a real political party. That would be very good. I mean, I think the two states that need like reform are like California and New York. So in terms of the Democratic Party.
Couldn't agree more.
And Florida. I'd
and Florida. I was just going to say, in Florida, it would need a makeover. Jeet, here, we will put links to your pieces at The Nation magazine and as well as Time of Monsters. And, I guess maybe the last thing I wanted to ask you is like, at what point do you think we pass because there's a quality of like, boiling frog to all of this, right? I mean, it's bit here, a bit there. A lot of people don't want to get out in front of this thing because then you're the person who's screaming about like you're being hysterical about fascism and whatnot. Although that seems to be quickly, disintegrating.
I think like among Democratic voters, I think that's no longer even an issue. Like I think, and actually increasingly among independents. I mean, like I just think, to me, like as I said, the real stumbling block is the party leadership. And like we saw this from Schumer, like he's kind of like waiting. He's waiting for the Republicans to break rank, which is not going to happen. So like it's going to continue to be a crisis. I think like honestly, and this is like what the thought that terrifies me. Like I think the breaking point could be if you have like American troops kill American citizens. I think that and that's a real possibility. Like
Marines are not trained to do crowd control. Marines are trained to kill. Period. End of story.
I will say this. Unfortunately, I think this is also part of Trump and especially Miller's strategy. That I actually think that they actually are looking for an excuse for like to escalate.
100%.
And so I don't know. Did you watch Andor?
I watched the first season. I'm waiting on the second season because I'm trying to get my son to watch it.
The second season,
don't spoil
it. Like a protest that's like highly relevant. And then, like obviously the screenplay is taken from many cases in history, but it is often the case that this rising public anger combined with like sort of autocratic rulers that like want to an excuse for a crackdown, like that combination can quickly escalate in a very dangerous ways. And
I think the thing to watch is this birthright citizen case because in the Supreme Court, because the ruling there is going to be less about birthright citizenship and more about the capacity of a subsidiary, like a federal court, an appellate court, to issue a nationwide injunction as to whether or not the administration will follow those. Like Hegseth would not say that he would follow that. And, when it comes to the Marines, that is going to be a big, big deal, I think. But We shall see. Jeet here, always a pleasure.
Yeah, no. Great talking as well. Yeah.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.